motivating and empowering women. Emphasizing knowledge of power to create, nurture, and transform lives to come. It's definitely going to be a great time in the Ladies Lounge tonight with your host, Kathy B. To advertise on Ladies Lounge, contact Kathy B at kathyb@sourceradionetwork.com. Now, here's your host, Kathy B.
Good evening, and welcome to the Ladies Lounge. I am your host, Kathy B. We have about an hour before we lose the live feed. Telephone number to reach us tonight is 619-924-0933. Again, 619-924-0933. Well, I am so excited because I have a dynamic woman here in the studio with me tonight, and we are going to be speaking on a brand new book launching this month. That's right. You guys remember in 2017, I had the opportunity to speak with some dynamic women in reference to the book Women Inspiring Nations. Well, tonight I have Miss Chere Goode here in the studio with me, and she's going to be speaking in reference to her journey and this brand new book. So you don't want to miss this. You're listening live right here on the Ladies Lounge. I am your host, Kathy B. Take a quick break, and on the other side, Chere Goode here in the studio with me. We'll be right back.
We'll be back, Source Radio Network, after this commercial break.
Source Radio Network is just one of the many platforms that is used to fulfill dreams of our listeners and create a purpose that will impact the lives of our communities, cities, and the world. It is often said that great things will happen when a group of driven people work together to accomplish one goal. We're giving people the opportunity to have a voice, translate words that haven't been heard, and paint pictures that no one has seen. Source Radio Network is fueling your life's purpose. How can you listen? www.blogtalkradio.com/Source Radio.
Photographs are a memory that can be cherished for a lifetime. Trying to find a photographer to capture those memories without burning a hole in your pocket can be difficult. Not anymore. Here at Cat Photography, we promise to give you the quality photos that you need while capturing those memories that people love. Specializing in weddings, events, family, and senior photographs and portraits, we'll give you the pictures you'll love while sticking to your budget, while sticking to our promise of affordability and quality. For more information on bookings and prices, give us a call at 336-505-8974, 336-505-8974, or email us at catphotography1@gmail.com, catphotography1@gmail.com. Cat Photography, creating the perfect photographs, memories, and more.
Welcome back, Source Nation. Now here's your host, Kathy B.
Welcome back, Source Nation. Welcome back. You're listening live right here on the Ladies Lounge. I'm your host, Kathy B. You know, I am so excited because I have a beautiful woman here in the studio with me. She and I have had the opportunity to speak before, but she's a part now of a beautiful collaboration. Now, in 2017, I had the opportunity to speak with some amazing women in reference to Women Inspiring Nations. Now, Source Nation, if you hadn't had the opportunity to listen to some of the amazing conversations, let me tell you a little bit about the book and why you should support, and then I'm going to bring in my beautiful guest. Now, Women Inspiring Nations is a book that's designed to feature women who are using their gifts for the greater good, taking their gifts beyond the boundaries of their own zip code and being intentional about inspiring others by sharing their stories, their lessons, and their knowledge. Now, each contributing author will share their own story about how they discovered their unique gift or calling in spite of life's distractions, whatever challenges they may be facing, as well as walking in their greatness. Now, I love that. They will also talk about how they are committed to the process and the most pivotal lessons that they have learned, what fears they have faced, and how they are now using their gifts to impact and inspire others. Tonight, Source Nation and the ladies here in the lounge, I have Miss Chere Goode here in the studio with me, and I am excited to have her. Chere, hello, and welcome to the Ladies Lounge. How are you this evening?
Hello, Kathy. I'm super excited to be on the show again. I'm not a first-timer on your show, and so I'm super excited to get a chance to chat it up with you once again.
Yes, I am excited and definitely excited about hearing about the brand new book and the collaboration that you have with some amazing women. But before we jump into our conversation, Chere, if you will, please talk to the members of the Source Nation family and the ladies here in the lounge a little bit about you, and we'll go into the conversation from there.
Okay, I am Chere M. Goode, as Kathy already mentioned. I am a wife. I'm a mother. I'm a caregiver. I'm also the founder and CEO of Total Harmony Enterprises, which is a health and wellness company that focuses on the total person and how to enrich your life, recharge your internal batteries, not just your gadgets, and enrich your life through self-care. I teach the importance of performing some sort of self-care to nurture every part of you, your mind, your body, and your spirit, every single day to create a sense of peace, wholeness, and total harmony.
Awesome. Well, Chere, thank you again for coming in and definitely sharing that information with the Source Nation family and the ladies in the lounge. Well, let's jump into this conversation, because when I tell you that I was truly excited, amazed, blessed by the conversations that I had at the end of last year and coming into this year, and we're going to continue to talk to some more amazing women, I am excited. I am speaking of your brand new book, the collaboration, which is Women Inspiring Nations. Talk to us a little bit about the book, Chere. Why was it so important to put the book out, and share with us your journey as well?
All right. Well, I'm super excited about the collaboration myself because, as you know, in the world today, women are doing it big. You know, we are making power moves every single day. As Beyonce says, who run the world? Girls, right? So
yes.
What better book to be a part of than a book that's talking about women not only doing it big, but inspiring the nations, inspiring other women to dream big, to step outside of that box, live outside of that circle that so often we're put into, and just to do something different in life. And so using our own struggles, using our own stories, our own goals, our own passions and achievements to just create a sense of kind of stirring up other women to make some moves and do whatever it is you aspire to do, and also help some other people heal at the same time. So 24 other authors, I make 25. We all got together and we decided to do this book collaboration just to stir some people to action, to show them that just because you go through some stuff in life, that doesn't mean that that's the end all for you. It doesn't mean that you can't keep pushing, that you can't overcome, and that even though you may go through tragedies or you may go through heartbreak, you may go through trials, that doesn't mean that you can't survive through those things, still be successful, and come out victorious and triumphant. And so my chapter is entitled Recharge and Progress Full Speed Ahead. Mm-hmm. And so just to give a little glimpse about what my chapter is about, I talk about the fact that since I'm in the health and wellness arena, I always had a passion for health and wellness. But it was sparked more by two occurrences in my life. One, which was a divorce after 14 years of marriage to the father of my two sons, which was totally unexpected and sudden, which caused me to crash. And that's the title of my other book that I've written, The Crash That Altered My Life. Mm-hmm. And so after dealing with that crash that altered my life, I was under an insurmountable amount of stress. And so that stress directly started to affect my health. And so I had to do things to start to perform self-care and to love on myself and recharge my own battery so that I was able to not only present the best version of myself to the world, but also be the best mom I could be to my sons. And so with this, not only with just that incident, but also with the death of my dad at the age of 59 in 2009 on Thanksgiving Day, he had a massive heart attack in his sleep. And so with that happening, on top of the stress I was already having, it reminded me that I am actually now predisposed to heart disease. Mm-hmm. And so I knew that I had to do things differently in my life. I had to change my reaction to stressful situations. I had to change my mindset to know that just because you go through some things, it doesn't mean that shapes the rest of your life. It doesn't shape the outcome unless you actually allow it to. I had to, remember that self-care does not mean I'm being selfish. It means that I love myself enough to know that if I don't take care of myself, I can't be here to take care of anybody else. And I can't fill somebody else's cup if my cup is empty. Mm-hmm. So that's just some of the little tidbits in my chapter that I talk about being in the health and the wellness arena. I've been a nurse for 26 years, and I always knew as a little girl I wanted to be a nurse. And it's just really funny how things come around full circle. You never know what your life is meant to be, truly. We all have dreams. We all have goals. But never did I know I would be going through insurmountable amount of stress that I went through. Never did I know I was going to be predisposed to heart disease. And so it's just amazing how God works that, you actually get put into a realm of work that actually aligns with your purpose and your goals and your dreams.
Wow, amazing. I wanted to talk about, because you said a word that I've often used on this platform, but yet people have found it very difficult to do. You use the word recharge, and I like to use it along with recharge, transitioning. Okay, mm-hmm. So when people think about how do I recharge my life or how do I transition into something that I am not used to, how do we do that, and how can we be comfortable? Because just as you said, you talked about, your divorce, and then you talked about losing your father, and I'm so sorry to hear that. The fact is that you had to step away from what you were comfortable in, far as marriage, when you were married, and then having your father there, and no longer now having those two things a part of your life, you've had to do some things different. So let's talk to the ladies, if you don't mind, about recharging and transitioning and how to find your comfort in that. What are your thoughts?
Okay, sure. So when you're recharging, it means that you're taking time out to nurture whatever part of you does not feel whole. So I always talk about there are three parts of this puzzle called life. It's your mind, your body, and your spirit. If any of those pieces of that puzzle is bent, torn, broken, missing, then that's the area of your life that you need to do the work on to complete a sense of total harmony. You can be happy, healthy, harmonious, feel whole so that you can feel healthy. If any of those pieces have any parts that are missing, broken, have been affected, if you don't do the self-work, you're going to stay stuck in the same place that you've always been in your life. So in order to move forward, you have to make conscientious decisions to work on whatever part is broken. And the first part of that is just admitting that a piece is broken. So that's the hardest thing, because we all like to think that we have it all together, but we really don't. We really don't have it all together. All of us have some area in our life that we need to work on. And so admitting the fact that you have something that needs to be worked on and being honest, do that self-assessment, knowing that there's some pieces about you that, others may not like, but you may not like them yourself, and then working on those every day, doing something to get you closer to that total harmony, that wholeness that you want in your life. That's the main piece. And then nurturing that. And so when you're trying to create a new habit, first of all, it takes your brain at least 7 times to see something in order for it to register and for it to accept that, oh, this is the new way, huh? So writing down that goal, writing down that change, writing down that new mindset, that new goal, that new habit, writing it down and looking at it every single day for 7 days is going to help your brain to now get it. It's almost like a photogenic memory. Your brain's going to remember that that's what you want to be working on. So put it somewhere visible, maybe when you get up and you're on your mirror or something like that. This is the thing I want to work on. And stay with it for at least 7 days in order for your mind to get used to that new idea. And then after 30 and 60 days, it becomes a habit. After 90 days, it becomes a lifestyle. So after, as long as you're consistent with the changes that you need to make. And the biggest part of making a change is changing your way of thinking about it. If you think it's going to be hard, then it's going to be hard. Everything we do starts with a thought. From the time that we wake up in the morning, there's a thought that says, okay, it's time for me to get out of this bed. If you never thought, oh, it's time for me to get up, or oh, it's time to go to work, you would just lay there. You wouldn't ever move or take action. So it's the same thing with changing bad habits, creating new habits. You have to first of all think that there's a need for the change. So once you get that thought in your mind that says, okay, I need to make these changes. Okay, now this is what I need to do. Let me not think negatively about it. Let me think positively about it. Once you do the mind shift, the rest typically comes easy.
And I love that. I love that you mentioned mind shift and the fact that it does come easy. So let's talk about the fact we are in a brand new year, and Happy New Year to you also.
Thank you. You too.
The fact is, thank you, we often make resolutions. Okay. And of course, we make them at the stroke of midnight because it's a brand new year. And we tend to go hard and steady for like maybe the first week. Some of us may be lucky to do it 2 weeks into the year, and then we're done. So let's talk about that, because I think when you make resolutions, and I don't like to look at it as resolutions, Chere, I like to look at it as realistic goals, simple goals that I know that I can follow and I can stick with it. So to the ladies, if you don't mind, about that, making your goals realistic to the point that you'll be able to follow them and there will be no problem. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, again, just for your mind, your brain to process something different, you should have started before the new year. But if you haven't, that's okay. We can still, every day we wake up, we get a do-over to fix whatever we did wrong the day before, right?
Right.
And we get a chance to say, hey, I'm going to start over because I messed up yesterday. So every day that we wake up and we realize we are alive, it's a do-over to fix whatever we got wrong the next day. But consistently doing something for 7 days is the first key. So if you get through the first week, your brain is now adjusted. The longer you stick with that new goal, again, 30 to 60 days, it becomes a habit. 90 days, it becomes a lifestyle. So the longer that you stick with your goal that you set for yourself for that new year or whatever it may be, as long as it's realistic. Like you can't say, oh, I want to lose 100 pounds in 10 days. No, it ain't going to happen,
It's not going to happen. Right.
So making sure that those goals are realistic. Are they really attainable goals? If they are attainable goals, then every single day that you wake up, you should be doing something to keep you on track to that goal. And it's okay if you fall off. The important part is to jump right back on to whatever that new way or that new thing that you want to accomplish for that new year is.
Yes, I love that. Now, Chere, here on this platform, I love to either find articles that can support exactly what we're talking about, or maybe if it's something that I have gone through, I would use myself as an example. And, you know, a lot of people, just as I said, they've made resolutions. So I want to talk about choosing to have a healthy lifestyle. Now, with me, I'm actually going into, this will be my third year, April of this year, where I chose to live my life in a holistic way. 2 years ago, I've lost a total of 116 pounds.
Oh, awesome.
And, yes, thank you. But, you know, right now I have like 40 more pounds that I need to go, and it is the hardest thing for me to do. And I said, okay, now what did I do 2 years ago to get my body revved up and be excited about taking the weight off? What is it that I'm not doing now? And, you know, what I found was the fact that I'm not as motivated. I'm telling myself I need to lose the 40 pounds, but I'm not as motivated as I was 2 years ago. So I have to go back and do a little, you know, some things different, readjust to what I do normally in the gym to activate my metabolism. So those are the things, and I think just as you said, I can relate to the mindset. You have to have that mindset, and you can't think of the negative things. Just like right now, you know, it's real cold outside. Ask me if I went to the gym. No, I didn't go to the gym, but I did some floor exercises. So it's like you can't tell yourself no, you can't do it, especially when you have the goal in mind and it is attainable. So I love that you shared that. What more in the chapter that you have gave contribution to in the book, what more would you share with the ladies in reference to your chapter?
I would say that if things aren't working in your life, in your daily regimen, in your health and wellness goals, if it's not working, don't be afraid to change it up. I can remember or in your business, whatever it may be, but I can recall when I was originally started business, I was not the RECHARGE Strategist. I wasn't even Chere Goode. I was Chere Cofield when I started my business. And my original business title was my business name was Chere Cofield International, and I was the stress manager. Well, it wasn't really working for me. Why? Because people saw the word stress as having a negative connotation, and so it wasn't readily accepted. So what I had to do was realize that people were in denial about the fact that they were stressed, because we all have stress regardless of what walk of life we're in, whether it's from happy occasions or from unwanted occasions. We all have stress. Stress is here to stay. It's not that we're ever going to get rid of stress, but we can manage it enough where it's not adversely affecting our health. And so I realized people don't like to hear negative connotations, so I had to make changes. I had to revamp and say what word is going to spark people but still have the exact same message. And so I thought recharging. You know, just like we recharge our gadgets, we wouldn't dare think of leaving our cell phones unplugged and letting the battery die, because, you know, we're running to the nearest Starbucks, McDonald's, whatever, trying to get that juice because our phones are our lifeline. Well, we need to have that same sense of urgency when it comes to managing our stress, when it comes to managing our health, so that we can be around for a long time. Because I know I'm not ready to leave the face of the earth yet. I know I have a lot more work left to do. And so a lot of us have work left to do, especially because, you know, we have these God-given talents that we need to share with the world. So we have to make sure that we are doing whatever it takes to get our message out, regardless of whether it means changing up some things. So if what you're doing in your life, in your business, in your wellness journey is not working, don't be afraid to make changes. And, you know, don't get stuck like somebody in quicksand where you're just slowly sinking and you're stuck in one place and never moving anywhere. And don't be like that car that's stuck in the mud. The wheels are spinning, but you're not moving at all. Be somebody who's not afraid to take chances, take risks, live fearlessly, and move forward in your life. Again, you have to recharge and progress forward, move forward with your life.
Love it, love it. Source Nation and the ladies in the lounge, we are speaking with Ms. Chere Goode tonight. She is one of the contributing authors in the brand new book, Women Inspiring Nations, and she's given us some great information. I want to go back to what you just said, Chere, and I was going to bring this up in our conversation about being fearful of making those types of decisions, making those types of moves, and not being afraid to do that, because in some sense it's needed. And the reason why I say this is because, again, using myself as an example, I've been broadcasting for over 24 years, but 5 years ago, God gave me a vision and said that I needed to do more, but what I needed to do is I needed to give back because opportunities were given to me 5 years ago, and that's how I birthed Source Radio Network. And when I tell you, Chere, looking back over 24 years in broadcasting versus the 5 years of having something on my own, I have done more in 5 years than I've done in 24. Now, how is that? And I love it when you say, don't be fearful. I wasn't scared. I didn't have as much as I had when I was working for someone, but what I did have and the knowledge that I have and the fact that God said it's your time, I ran with it. And I'm like, whoa, look at all the stuff that I've done in 5 years. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited. So, I love the fact that you said, don't be fearful. Just step out there and do what you have to do. And I also believe, too, when you're doing what you have to do, there are going to be people that you need to align yourself with, such as yourself, a strategist, your coaches and things like that. Share, if you will, with the ladies, why is that so important, especially if you're launching a brand new business, having someone there like a mentor or coach. Why are those so important to have in your life at that time? What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I want to comment about the fear. So when you feel fear, it should ignite you to press forward even harder, because when you're fearful, it lets you know that you are pressing the limits. It means you are breaking down barriers. It means that you are stepping outside the box, the circle, the square, whatever you want to call it. You are breaking down barriers, and you're doing something that's going to take you to the next level where you're going to feel like you're all the way up and nothing can stop you because you're all the way up, right? And that's what happens. When you dive into that fear, when you feel that fear, it should make you push even harder, because now you know that you're doing something that's going to be a game changer in your life. It's going to take you to the next trajectory of your life. And then when you talk about having a coach or a mentor or someone in your life that, helps you with your business or moving you to the next level, you need that. We all need constant reminders. We all need encouragement, because there are going to be some stagnant moments in your life, in your business. And just hearing someone else giving you that boost of confidence, saying, I know you can do it. Yeah, keep pushing. Or hearing someone say that your story ignited me, your story encouraged me, it gave me hope when I felt hopeless. Everybody needs that. And then sometimes our vision can get clouded by just everyday life. And so having that coach, having that mentor helps you to maintain your focus, to keep you on the right path to accomplish all your goals, all your projects, all your aspirations that you want in your life and in your business.
Great information. Thank you for sharing that. I want to go back to, if you don't mind, to the book and the fact that there's 21 amazing ladies that have come together to share their life's journey, and they're giving us an opportunity really to learn some things, maybe just as we use the word in tonight's conversation, ignite a dream, a passion that we may have. Talk to us a little bit about you all coming together and putting the book together, and why is it needed at this time? What are your thoughts?
Well, everybody needs inspiration. That's the first thing. And so everybody needs to be inspired. I mean, we live in a hopeless society. Every time you turn the news, we hear something, something sad, something tragic. And so getting together with the other 24 collaborative authors in this book number one, it shows that women can work together in unity. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then also it shows that, you know what, we have a positive message that we're spreading to the world. And in such a negative society, we need something positive to surround us. And so if someone is inspired to just not give up, to take a leap of faith and dive into their fear to go to the next journey or the next level in their life, then that's what this book is all about. And then it also, in addition to inspiring the other people that are going to be the readers, it actually serves as a form of healing for the writer. So when you're telling your story, you're telling about your journey, you're telling about your struggle, your hurt, your heartbreak, your tragedies. You actually come out feeling really, really good about yourself because you're like, wow, I may not look like everything that I've been through, but I made it. And look where I am now. So this book is so important to so many of the authors because they've never shared their stories with others before. And so now the whole world gets to read their story and hear about their strength, their resilience, their overcoming of tragedy, trials, and now they're walking around, they're triumphant, and they have a book to show, see, look, world, I made it. I love it.
I love it. And I'll tell you what I love even more, and I shared this in my last conversation with one of the young ladies, was the fact that, you know, society depicts, especially African-American women, that we are unable to get along with one another. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that this book truly shows sisterhood. Yeah. It shows sisterhood. It shows that we are not judgmental, that you and I are the same person, but we have different stories that we are sharing and telling, okay? Mm-hmm. And somewhere down the line, we can relate to it. And that's what I love. I love the fact that transparency isn't a problem, you know, that we can sit and we can just talk about it. We can have a good laugh. You know, if we have to cry, we'll cry. But at the end of the conversation, there's something there that we have learned that can help not only, just you said, the author, but it's helping someone else. And I find that to be so beautiful, so beautiful. And I personally want to say thank you so much for giving us that beautiful example, because you're right. I mean, you know, day after day we're hearing all types of stories on the news. We need to have something that's very positive. We need to have stories where, you know, someone can say, this is what I've gone through, and this is how I've overcome, and, you know, it's helping someone else. So I love that. I also noticed, I also noticed that you all were doing a telesummit, because share with the ladies in the lounge, when will the book launch, and are you all doing more of the telesummits for people to join in and listen as well?
Yes, so the telesummits are actually happening now. So we've been doing the telesummits. Each author has had an opportunity to speak with the book's founder, Chere Wood, of Chere Wood Empowers, and she's been interviewing each of us to talk a little bit about our chapter, giving us a chance to just give the world a glimpse of what our story is like, what our chapter is going to be about, just to inspire people to get the book and read it. The book looks amazing. Our actual launch date is going to be March the 16th. Okay. And 17th. We're going to be launching it March 16th and 17th. So we are taking pre-orders now for the book. So the book is actually here already, but the actual launch date is going to be March the 17th. So I'm super excited, and I can't wait to just go out and just get this book in the hands of so many women to inspire them. Yeah. And it's just funny how you look at someone and you think that someone, again, they have it all together, they're successful. We never know what's under this outer shell of a person that we call a being. And you never know what people are going through, despite the fact that they may look beautiful on the outside, but maybe so broken on the inside. And so that's what I love about this book. It's going to encourage so many people not only to tell their story, but also to know that tragedy can turn to triumph, and that tragedy and pain, it's temporary. It doesn't last forever.
Yes, I Love it. I love it. And, I love the fact that you have come in, you have given us the opportunity, Chere, to speak with you in reference to your collaboration in the book and information in reference to what you're doing to make a difference in your community. I want to thank you for that. As we are wrapping up tonight's conversation, we always leave either with some encouraging word or maybe some advice, tips and advice that we have not shared in tonight's conversation. If you wish to contribute, I would love for you to do so at this time.
Yes, take time every day to nurture yourself. Self-care is not selfishness. Just like you schedule appointments in your calendar book, in your planner, schedule recharge time for yourself every single day. So you should be on your calendar before any other appointment, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, to do something that warms your heart, your soul, your spirit, and makes you feel whole. So every single day, whether it be just deep breathing exercises, taking a moment to just take a power nap, watching your favorite show, listening to your favorite song, just sitting in silence for a moment, whatever it is that nurtures your being to help you feel whole and at peace, that's what you should be doing every single day. And every day that we wake up is a do-over to fix whatever we don't like that we did or didn't do yesterday.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Chere. And if you will, please, share with the ladies in the lounge as well as the Source Nation family, how can we get more information about you and continue to support you in your efforts?
Yes, please visit me on the web, totalharmonyenterprises.com, totalharmonyenterprises.com. On your social media sites, on Facebook, Instagram, I am Chere M. Goode, with the E on the end. And then on Twitter, I am Chere M. Goode and at Recharge Expo. So I would love to hear from you guys. Go on my website and take the free Recharge assessment to see, if you're performing enough self-care or not.
Awesome. Well, I love it, Chere. Again, thank you so much for coming in tonight and giving us some valuable information and speaking with us in reference to the brand new book, Women Inspiring Nations. I love it. Love it when you're always here. Please know that you are always welcome here at Source Radio Network. And definitely we look forward to hearing more great things from you in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Have a great evening. Well, Source Nation, you heard it right there from Miss Chere M. Goode. She is one of the collaborating authors in the brand new book, Women Inspiring Nations. What I love most about our conversation tonight, man, she set it off. She has given us some real good tips. I love the fact that she says take time for yourself. Ladies, when I tell you that is so very much needed, please do. I know every single morning I try my best. If it's not at 4 o'clock, I know I am out of my bed by 4:15, and I am in the gym. I am doing something for me. Nobody has to tell me anything. I am letting go of whatever it is I have on my mind just so I can have a brand new start to the day, fresh and renewed, and that's what you need to do. She said, if it's a favorite television show, maybe a book, or just taking a power nap, you owe it to yourself. You put yourself on the calendar. Like I said last year, nobody else will invest in you if you don't do it first. So begin to invest in you and make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Because, yes, if you are a wife, if you are a mother, a sister, auntie, people are looking at you and they're depending on you. But don't be fooled. The selfishness is if you don't take care of yourself first. So make sure you do that. All of Chere's information and more can be found on Kathy B, Source Radio Network, as well as our main station page, Source Radio Network. We're not done yet. No, because we have another dynamic lady coming into the studio. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.